Flip season is upon us, and one coach that we know loves this time of year is Lane Kiffin. So in this video, we're going to see if Lane has what it takes to flip one from his mentor, Nick Saban. Now, Lane is at it again, and I'm bringing on Chad Simmons here to break it all down. But first, Ole Miss fans, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We're trying to grow this page. We need you to be a part of it, so hit subscribe for me, please. All right, let's bring on Chad Simmons, Director of Recruiting here at On3. Now, Caleb Odom, that's who we're talking about, committed to Alabama, the number 2 tight end in the country. Now, he's been committed since July, but how far back do things go with Ole Miss and him?
Back to, early mid-spring, I think, Ole Miss was one of the first schools, if not the first, to offer him to play truly wide receiver. Mm-hmm. That immediately grabbed his attention. He plays receiver now at Carrollton High School. He kind of views himself as a big receiver, obviously a hybrid that can play that flex of athletic tight end as well. But that's always kind of been music to his ears. So going back to spring, Ole Miss, was a school of interest for Caleb Odom.
All right. So what's next for Ole Miss and Caleb Odom? What I'm saying is, does he need to get back to Oxford for Ole Miss to have a legit shot at flipping him?
I don't think so, Josh. I mean, he was there back-to-back weekends this fall, took his official visit this fall. I think, a little bit, I think he kicked himself a little for not taking a visit to Oxford before he committed in July. That's one school he was not able to get to. So that was always part of his plan, even after he committed to Alabama on your show here on the On3 YouTube channel. And, I think he wanted to get back. The communication has been there. He's seen it. His mom has seen it. She's a big part of this equation as well. The communication's been strong between her and the staff, Odom and the staff. So I think he knows all that he needs to know about Ole Miss. He's seen the campus. He's been there for 2 games. He knows their plan for him if he was to go there. So I think for the most part, he could go to Ole Miss or stay with Bama without going back to Oxford one more time.
Yeah, we know he's intrigued with Ole Miss. I don't quite know if he's ready to flip or if he will flip, but what do you think it is about Lane Kiffin and about Ole Miss that has Caleb Odom at least giving them another look?
2 things. I think wide receiver, it starts there. That's where he likes the idea of going to the NFL as a big receiver. That intrigues him. He likes playing on the perimeter. He likes those jump balls, 50-50 balls. He sees himself at that position. I think number 2 is Lane Kiffin's offense. I mean, the guy features playmakers. He gets the ball in the hands of guys that make plays, and that intrigues Odom as well. I mean, Lane Kiffin is very involved in this recruitment. Then Derek Nix, John David Baker, the OC. But I think those are the 2 things. Number 1, receiver, and then number 2, the offensive firepower under Lane Kiffin.
Is there anyone else that could get involved with this recruitment down the stretch, or do you see it primarily as an Ole Miss-Alabama battle?
I think if there is a threat to Alabama, I still like where Bama sits right now, but I think if there is a threat and the communication goes on, Lane Kiffin was at his game this past Friday in Georgia. They played Mississippi State on Thanksgiving night. Right. As long as he keeps the door open, Ole Miss will be involved in this recruitment. And right now, the door is still cracked for the Rebels. I like where Alabama sits still today. But I don't think any other teams are involved. Georgia made a few phone calls there. Miami's tried to get back involved at different times. There have been other schools on his radar, but I think right now Alabama is that top school. And if there's a number 2, it's Ole Miss.
All right. Well, Lane Kiffin, he has that foot in the door. We'll see what he can do over the course of the next 4 or 5 weeks on the run up to National Signing Day. Chad Simmons, thank you for dropping by the Inside Scoop today.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.